I've got an article I wrote titled Republic. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. What is the difference? In a democracy, innocent people are persecuted. In a republic, no victim, no crime, no punishment. Common law is just common sense. It has its roots in the Ten Commandments. The original common law was created admiralty state.
Hey, Dennis, that poem you wrote sounds an awful lot like the Pledge of Allegiance. Yes, a democracy, if 51% say kill the other 49, it happens. In a republic, the majority can't vote out the Bill of Rights and Constitution. I appreciate your call. Roman in Missouri, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I was wondering if I could talk about two things real quick.
Go ahead.
You know how they predicted 9/11 in The Simpsons and in those movies, especially the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes, The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah. There's one called The Siege, where they predict martial law.
In New York.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to be kidnapped, actually, like in that movie. I don't know what, but something's going to happen, and that's what they're going to use instead of the swine flu.
All right, I appreciate your call. Kurt Nimmo, Paul Watson, we saw the Fox News, the Fox show, lone gunman where the government hijacks a jet to fly at the World Trade Center to bring in martial law. We are seeing all these messages of collapse of society, martial law, checkpoints in the last decade, and now it's all manifesting in reality.
Well, yeah, Alex, it's the question of chicken and egg. I mean, conspiracy theory, if you want to call it that, is so popular at the moment that that's the playbook that people in Hollywood and TV are all going off, because that's what people watch at the moment. So, whereas in the past, when it wasn't popular at all, you could draw parallels between things like The Lone Gunman, which definitely was very suspicious. Now, every other program is about martial law, so, you know, there's not much credence in it now. It's interesting, but...
Yeah, well, there's a massive preparation. Kurt Nimmo?
Well, it's indicative when you have a television show like Jericho on that talks about this very thing, nuclear terrorism, and it points back to a mercenary group working in the United States. So yeah, the programming is definitely out there, and God only knows what's going to happen.
Well, on record, the National Security Council runs everything now, and then it's under the control of the UN Security Council, that the president is the first president to chair it in violation of Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution, and they said he's now the New World Order president. I mean, such a throwing it in our face.
Totally unconstitutional.
Paul?
Alex, the things that scare me more are the programs made by the government. In England, there have been numerous programs made by the government in association with the BBC about mass pandemics, quarantines, and martial law. You know, when the government's putting them out, that's when we should start to have suspicions about what we're being prepared for.
And now they've got Sesame Street with government messages, most of the children's shows, children changing the words of Jesus loves the little children to Obama loves the little children, red, yellow, black, and white. They are all equal in the president's sight. I mean, it's just total 1984. Back in 70 seconds with a few final calls. Then Rick Adams joining us.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
The New World Order is coming in like a flood. All these years they said there was no world government being set up. Now it's just admitted. They're testing the public. They're probing. Taking some more phone calls here with good old Paul Watson and Kurt Nimmo. We've got Mike Adams, the health ranger, coming up in the next segment. Annie in New York, you're on the air. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Alex. I'm the sister of Claire, the daycare teacher, who works for Northeast Health, and we're going to that rally in Albany tomorrow, and as I was on hold, I was printing out some stuff from your site, that the regular flu shot has H1N1 in it and some stuff from Dr. Horowitz. We should probably expect that there are going to be feds there in one way or another, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you're evil Americans. You're not allowed to go out and say we don't want to take the forced flu shot that Obama says isn't forced, though they are forcing it on healthcare workers. Again, that's un-American to go out and have free speech. How dare you?
It's ridiculous. My sister is being ostracized by her boss because, she's been taken out of her regular classrooms and given other duties like she's some kind of pariah. I just feel so sorry for her. Alex, they're going to take down the web eventually. I wish that shortwave and CB retailers would advertise on your sites, because possibly we could get your show then on shortwave, correct?
Yes, I'm on shortwave.
Boy, I wish they would advertise on your sites. And lastly, Alex, the camera has become mightier than the sword, as evidenced by the punishment Luke Radowski got for making a fool of Brian Williams, and God bless each and every one of you.
God bless you. We'll bring this up to Mike Adams in the next segment, but closing out with the flu, and with the secret police running around trying to intimidate people that speak out against it, the flu really is the perfect cover for a takeover, because it makes everybody a potential enemy. And as Ron Paul said last Thursday here on air, they're setting the precedent for this medicalized tyranny.
Yeah. The news story about that today is the UK government has come out on the Downing Street website and said that the swine flu vaccine will not be mandatory. And yet it's, as we've discussed before, their private plans all revolve around it being a compulsory vaccination. Their preparation revolves around it being a compulsory vaccination. They're making health workers take it by mandate, or they're fired. So while governments are publicly saying that it won't be mandatory, all their planning indicates that for large sectors of the population it will be.
Absolutely. Kurt Nimmo, your take on that?
Well, I think that he's right. In this country, they're starting with the healthcare workers and anybody who's in the public domain, and trying to work down towards the general populace. I'm not sure they'll make it. But
yeah, because they can force the healthcare enforcers to do it and the police to do it, then they'll make us do it.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time doing that, though. They've only got the next 2 months to do it. I think they're going to get enough people just through this pervasive propaganda campaign to go and get the vaccine. It's going to be difficult for them to come and tell me to get a vaccine and my neighbors.
Well, that's the next phase, shutting down roads, shutting down cities,
right,
making you have a bracelet or you don't get through.
Well, yeah, if they can make this into a pandemic, this H1N1, which is a total joke, they may be able to do that.
Well, regardless, they are gauging the response of the people worldwide to this for future forced inoculation campaigns, or they could go hot with the program right now. We'll talk about this with Mike Adams, the health ranger, who now lives in Ecuador full time, and he also writes for Natural News. So that is coming up. We'll continue to watch Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com for all the piercing analysis of Steve Watson, Aaron Dykes, Kurt Nimmo, and Paul Watson. Gentlemen, I want to thank you both for joining us today. We need to get a story out with the term hoax in it, dealing with Iran and this being a secret facility. Good job, men.
Take care.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, more calls straight ahead from Lewis, Chris, Dan, Tanya, Marianne, and others. Mike Adams, the health ranger, straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones. The websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. You can pre-order Fall of the Republic right now.